Can Mary retire next March? This will be the first of the Right Capital $200 offerings that I was sharing with you yesterday. This will give you a gauge of what to look for in case you want to pursue this going forward. I got a number of people reach out to me, which is great. And, I get it. You're buying something you're not really quite sure. This is a real live client scenario. Obviously, her name is not Mary, but let's dive into this. I think we'll get a lot out of this. And so the background is, so there we go. Okay, sweet. Actually, I got a new setup here in my office. It's freaking awesome, man. I got one of those standing table things where you can just, it's like hydraulic. Hydraulic, right? Pneumatic, what's the word? Air pressure. Hydraulic? Anyway, you just press the thing and it goes up. Oh, man. All right, so let's go. We got Mary. That's her name. All right, we're going to show you her profile. And I'm going to, let's see here. And we're going to, right here. So Mary was born in, she's 58 years old, born 7/5/1961, which means her full retirement age for Social Security is 67 years old. All right, we know that. All right, she has a net worth. Let's go over her dashboard. Net worth, she got $5,000 roughly in a checking account. She has an investment profile about $303,000. And again, I'm just using Ginnie Mae, and I'm using this S&P 500 as a proxy. If you have some international, we can throw that in there. But at the same, it's not that important. I like to use the proxies. I'm not going to use your specific tickers because the proxies are just fine. We'll go into this. But anyway, this is what I'm using for a proxy. And that, so if you have, 25 different mutual funds, I'm not going to put that in there for the tickers. It's just way too time consuming. That's why I asked on my questionnaire I've been sending out to people, just give me a breakdown of the allocation. All right. So in this case, you can see she's got 220 in stocks, 83,000 in Ginnie Mae bonds. All right. She has no debt outstanding at all. Actually, the real Mary has a small debt, but we're not going to include that here because we paid off in a couple years. She has a property worth $150,000. She's owned that house for a couple years. She has no debt on it whatsoever. She had an annual appreciation of only 0.5. I'm just going to put 2% across the board. The reason I want to have a higher appreciation is simply because it increases the property tax and the homeowner's insurance by this appreciated amount. So if you put low appreciation, it won't increase the property taxes, and trust me, your county needs the money, so your property taxes are most likely going to increase for sure. Let's not put that. We'll just say purchase price $150,000. It won't matter. But anyway, so we got a home that's paid for. That's a critical thing here. And that's it. We have no other insurance. She's single. She's not married. No kids. She thinks she'll live till she's 90. She lives by her mom in Minnesota, all right, which is cool. So she's near family. She's not moving anytime soon. No big events planned in terms of moving, buying a beach house, nothing like that. All right, so her goals are to retire next year in March of 2021, and there's a reason for that, which we'll get into here in just a little bit. And I got to be kind of cautious how much I say the reason is for. So there's a specific reason for her to retire next year when it comes to her health insurance, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say. She'll be able to go on to her employer's health insurance, but it's not cheap, that's for sure. But at least she'll have it. Let's see let's go into it. So her annual retirement health care cost is $9,000 a year until she hits Medicare. All right, and then once she hits Medicare, and this is what I like about the software, annual retirement healthcare costs. If you just go to simple approach, they'll just say how much is it going to be, and you just put your cost right there. But that doesn't separate Medicare from the pre-Medicare, and we don't want that. We want to go to a detailed approach. Let's see if it kept my money. Yeah, it did. We want to get rid of that. So I'm just saying nothing for out-of-pocket until Medicare. So what happened again? So let me just go back to show you what we're doing here. So we want the detailed estimate, and that way we're saying how much is it pre-Medicare. The annual cost will be included between retirement and age 65. Details pre-Medicare. Out-of-pocket, how much you can spend for out-of-pocket will be added to the estimated Part B, Part D, and premium starting at age 65. Now, I'm saying no out-of-pocket because her employer is going to give her a pretty good supplemental policy up here. So we're just going to say nothing for out-of-pocket. And then her Medicare Part B and Part D will just be based on AGI. All right, so and that calculates it automatically for you. So if you get into IRMA, because of Roth conversions, high RMDs, this will be calculated for you. So it's freaking awesome. We're not having any long-term care costs, and the reason we're not having any long-term care costs is because she has her home to cover her long-term care. If she needs to sell it to move it to home, but we're not expecting any long-term care costs. But I mean, if you want to put that in the software or the questionnaire that you think there will be long-term care costs, by all means do so. She has a pretty big vacation goal, $8,000 a year for the next 20 years. All right, so that's a pretty big expense. So that's her biggest expense by far, is her annual vacation goal. All right, now she only has $1,295 of monthly retirement expense. I mean, she has no debt. She lives at a fully paid home. She's single. She does plan on having a pretty significant vacation, but other than that, not. I mean, she lives near her family, and life's good for old Mary. Right now, she's working. She's making $45,000 a year, and she will stop working when she retires, which I think I said March 2021. Her income, we talked about Social Security. We want to make sure you have your full benefit here, your PIA. That's her PIA at a full benefit. She was never married previously, so there's no potential for spousal or survivor benefits. All right, so we got to know that, because if there is spousal or survivor benefits, I need to know. She has no other income whatsoever. We may or may not look at reverse mortgage. We'll dive into that. And in this case, it makes no sense for Mary to do Roth conversion, so I zeroed that out, but I'm leaving the box there for future use for other people. Savings is irrelevant at this stage because she's retiring next year. Pre-retirement expenses, we got to put that in because she still has another year to go. $1,295 right there. Okay, good. So you got to get a gist of what we're looking at here. So now if we go to investments, her current she's about 72 to 28% stock to bond. That's actually a little bit more aggressive than what she is. So let's go back and change this profile. She's not quite that high. We're going to change this to make this, we'll say 10,000. It'll be Ginny Mae, $10,000, and we're going to make this, what's that, we'll make this 900 shares. Boink. Let's see what we're looking at. Yeah, that's about right. What's that? Yep, perfect. So that's a little bit more less aggressive than what that I was showing is a little bit more aggressive than what she is. So you go to investment. Yeah, that's about it. About 2 to 1 stock to bond. And as you can see here, the 2 to 1 stock to bond gives her a return of 6%. It still seems kind of high to me. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. I got it. I know what's going on. Let me just make hold on a second. Growth. Yeah, okay, good. So we have a 6% return because she is getting something from bonds. She actually has cash, not bonds. I'm actually working with Mary, so we're going to revisit this for her specifically. She actually has cash, not bonds. And so if you look at the difference between cash, let me just show what I'm talking about. If we go back to profile and we make this, instead of Ginny Mae, we make it VM. Oops, I guess I gotta, let's just, we'll delete this for the time being, and we'll make add holding VFMX. That VFM. I'm not sure what they're, I don't know. Let's see, let's do this instead. We'll go delete that. Add asset class. Cash right there. To do the work. Nope, we gotta go to cash. Add asset class, cash. We'll put what do we say, $100,000 in cash, and watch the difference here. Because this will be Mary. Make sure we hit save. Yep, looks good. We're gonna go to investment. Yeah, there we go. So you can see the significant change because we have that 33% cash as opposed to bonds, and so because it's in cash. It's a drain on the return of the portfolio. No other way around that. So let's go back and put that into bonds because that's what we want it to be more reflective. Because the first thing I say to Mary is like, look, you got to get that out of cash and move it in, because if you don't, we could be in a world of hurt for your overall ability to retire when she wants to. So with that, we got 10,000 shares of Ginny Mae. All right, good. There we go. We're right back to where we were. So we go to investment. Did I save it? I can't remember. Yeah. And you can see we have 65-35 portfolio, which gives us a 6% rate of return with a standard deviation of 11.1%. Don't pay any attention to the target allocation. It means nothing. It just is something that I have to put something in there, and I just default to that. So anyway, you might be wondering why the target return, which is more aggressive than stocks, has a lower return than she does. All right, so the target, which has 70% stocks, 30% bonds, actually gives her 5.3% rate of return combined to her portfolio, which is 65% stocks and 35% bonds. And the reason is no international stocks. I mean, this is just my my inclinations. International stocks won't give her the same boom that U.S. stocks do. So because that we're discounting international and we're discounting bonds as well on the international bonds. So be that as it may, we'll go for it. All right. So I hope that makes sense. So now let's take a look at what we're looking at here without doing any planning at all, just getting the facts, gathering the facts. All right. So in this case, things aren't looking good. So we're going to look at let's look at so what we're going to do is we're going to go to retirement analysis probability, and we're going to click on this green button. And we're going to say, let's do this right here, current strategy. Okay, cool. Let's just make sure everything looks good. Let's do current strategy right there. All right, cool. So a current strategy, old Mary's got a 58% probability of success, all right? And she has her median money that she has left over is $48,000. That's it, all right? So that's probably not going to make her too confident. But you can see right here, the money's dropping between 60 and 67 when she takes Social Security, and then it levels off. But the money again is her investment portfolio, and then it just kind of flounders. Then right there bottoms out. All right, so here when her least favorable scenario is at 78, where she has a median it's just liquid assets of $43,129. Here's when she takes Social Security. She has $124,000 in there. And then here's when, basically she's living, I mean, it's going down. She's spending more than she has coming in. She's tapping into her principal. So she has 50% of the time, she has $43,000. More than 50% of the time, less than 50% of the time she has $43,000. Less than 50% of the time she has less than that. More than 50% she has more than that. That's still probably going to be crunching a little bit too close to Mary. So we'd want to say, yeah. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play around with some numbers. What if she made it a little bit more aggressive? What if we had better portfolio returns? What would that look like? And what we want to do is we want to go to probability. Did I not change it right there? Let's go to probability here. And did that not do anything? Do a stop market? Doesn't look like that changed anything. Let's go to current allocation. That was weird. All right, so we'll come back to that later. Let's go to Social Security. What if she took it early? Let's Social Security. What if she takes Social Security early? And yeah, that's we don't want her to take it early. That's a fact. What if we took it at 70? We'll hit here. If you took it at 70, yeah, so taking it at her full retirement. Now, if she took it at 70, she'll have more in her account should the account survive her, less likelihood in her account that her account survives her. So we don't want that. We want her to take her Social Security at full retirement age at 67 for sure. So we'll come back to that, absolutely. All right. Just don't get why the current allocation thing. Let's do that. Yeah, for some reason that's not working. So we'll come back to that here in just a second. Let's do this. I don't get why that's not working. We'll come back. All right, what if we have her living until 890? What if we have her living at 87? Let's see what that looks like there. And still a 58% success rate, but actually her portfolio is less because that's less time to grow. That's kind of interesting to me. What if we have her living until she's 93? So let's see what that looks like. And this is just what if. I'm just messing around. All right, so roughly the same. So when she dies is irrelevant to the overall situation of her planning. All right, so dying isn't the issue. The longevity isn't the issue. What if we have her retiring at 62 as opposed to 60? That might change things. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that changed things dramatically. Big time. So if she worked an extra 2 years, that would change things dramatically. And I know the reason for that. So what if we have her living at 61 or stopping and work? So if she can work an extra year, that looks pretty favorable. All right, so that looks pretty favorable to me. Let's go back to 60. So that's interesting to me. Again, if we can get this over 75%, I'm pretty comfortable. Huh. That looks favorable to me. All right, so we don't. Let's see if we got. Let's go to. Let me pause real quick. I'm at Wade Fowles, retirementresearcher.com. We're going to look up a reverse mortgage calculator. If there's anyone who should do reverse mortgage, it's Miss Mary here. We're going to get rid of his pop-up. Home assessed value is 150. And just for simplicity, we're going to say she's 62 now because we got to get something so I can put in the software here. All right, we're going to say there's a loan origination fee. We'll just say $1,500 just so we can put something in there. Initial, okay. Closing, that looks pretty good. All right, so she could take, let me make sure, term payment is 10-year, which we want. She could take, hold on a sec. We got 10-year payment is, if it was 10-year payment was less, okay. So she could take $325 a month once she hits 62 off her home, completely tax-free. So let's do that. We're going to go back to Right Capital. Just for simplicity, let's do this. Let's blink, and we're going to come back here to profile, and we're going to go to income, and she has reverse mortgage income, which will kick in when she's 62, and it's going to be, how much was it again? It was $3,900. All right, $3,900 is her reverse mortgage income she could take, and that is tax-free, my friends. $3,900, and we'll put it on her house. All right, good. That looks good. Reverse mortgage income. We're just for the time. Look, at the end of the day, she's gonna die. It doesn't matter what the house is. Nothing matters. It just does not. So I'm just gonna. She would need to digest this later on, but for right now, we're just showing her what a reverse mortgage would do. All right. All right, good. So let's see what that does. Let's see. That adds another $4,000 a year of income. Why is it not kicking in? It's weird. It's not. Why are we not looking at that? All right, hold on a second. Let's go to retirement. Let's make sure we got the cash flows. So we're going to go to income inflows. Huh. All right, so that didn't kick. Oh, that's proposed plan. Let's go to current plan. Hold on a second. Why is that not kicking in? That is weird. Let's see what else we got. Expenses, goals. All right, so let me pause it real quick. It helps if you put actually the years for which he's going to take it. That's a big deal. That changes amounts quite a bit, my friends. That's a big deal to me. Wow, I'm surprised to see that. Look at that. All right, so now let's go back. That changes to 84. All right, so let's get rid of this. Just zero it out so we can compare these two again. So by not taking a reverse mortgage, there's a 58% chance that she would have money. That's not good enough. By taking a reverse mortgage, there's an 84% probability of success, leaving well into the six figures. That's pretty interesting to me. That's very interesting to me. Huh. All right, let's what else we want to do here? What if we made, all right, so let's go. I want to try something. I want to change something around. I do want to put on the income. Let's go back and put some real numbers in here for the closing cost. The closing cost, they got $7,000 upfront cost, and we're going to say the interest rate is 5.5. Okay, and annual fee. We're not going to say anything for annual fee. Wow, that's a big deal, my friends. That changes 84%. Look at that. Wow, I'm surprised to see that. Let's look at cash flows. So income flows. She can't get a reverse mortgage until she's 62, so it's going to start kicking in here at 63. But she'll get it at 62, and then it'll go into 63, and then 67 Social Security kicks in. If you can see where I'm pointing at here, and then her expenses are her, if she has her expenses, she got her living expenses, $1,500 a month or so. Housing is a property taxes, homeowners insurance. Healthcare is a big one there. Her total expenses, $25,000-$30,000 here. Let's make her healthcare a little bit more expensive. When do I have her still? Look at that. Yeah, she's working one more year, and then what's this income flows? Oh, cool. There you go. So she can work for 2 months. And Right Capital just done me right. Look at that. They show her working for 2 months through March. 3 months, excuse me, 2021 through March. All right, so now we're going to go back to taxes. So, she has tax payments here, state, Fed and state, and then she has no more tax payments ever again. A little bit over here, but not much. One of her things she asked me, should she do Roth conversions, and unequivocally she should not do Roth conversions. No. Let's increase her expenses a little bit, shall we? Let's go to in her portfolio at death. I don't want to do that. I want to go here. Hold on a sec. I want to go here. Her portfolio at this, what plan is this? I forgot. Hold on a second. Probability. Current plan, proposed plan. Okay, this is proposed. I want current plan. Hold on just a second. Yeah, current plan. Let's get rid of all this. Oh, we got that reverse mortgage. Okay, hold on a sec. 3,900. Oops. There we go. I want these two things to be the same. There we go. All right, so let's go to cash flows. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, okay, good. And there's a vacation goal. I thought we might have to reduce that. So their total outflows, so we talked about her expenses. Our total expenses are $29,000-$30,000. But that's not it, because then she has vacation goals too. Vacation goals for the next 20 years are they're going up by 5% a year. There you go. Tax payment. She said, should I do some Roth conversions? The answer is no, and here's why. Because she has no taxes. I mean, for the bulk of her life, she has no taxes. That reverse mortgage, I don't know why. I mean, people are negative on reverse mortgages, but in this case, this is perfect. What else do I want to do? Let's make her retirement expenses a little bit higher. Do I have something on here to make it? No. Okay, let's make her retirement expenses. We'll say $1,500 a month. Again, I'm using what she told me. I didn't tell her this. I'm using what she told me. So that's a pretty significant difference. It's $1,500 a month. It drops it pretty significantly from 84% to 56%. Let's just do a big fat $1,300 a month. Let's just do $1,295, and that's that's an extra $205 a month. That changes it significantly. That's crazy. I don't know why it's not giving me a current. Why won't it let me change this to make it more? I don't get why it's not moving the needle there. That's weird to me. Okay, and let's just go back to current allocation. That's pretty cool if you ask me. Income. So we got Social Security, pension, annuity, other income. That other income is going to be, let's see, what is that? Withdrawal, saving withdrawal, Social Security. Oh, 30. 70% of her income is stable, and that's good. Save and withdrawal. That's from her IRA. No shortages. Why does that other income stop? Let's go to cash flows. Yeah, other income. Right there, other income. Why does it stop over there? Okay, I'm talking myself. Sorry, guys. Now look at that. I'm stunned how much difference the reverse mortgage makes. All right, so what I wanted to do. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. Watch this. If we go to there we go. Good. Now what I want to do is I want to go to profile. And I want to go to goals. And for the next year, she was going to do, we're going to say other. And that's going to be, she's saying $750 to finish up her basement, which is what, $750, $9,000 a year, right? For 1 year, for now until she retires. And it's, yeah, there you go. To finish up her basement. Oops. All right, so now we're finishing up her basement for 1 year because she thinks she could rent it out if she needs to. I said, do you want to? And she's like, I'm not so sure. Yeah, that still looks pretty good to me. All right, look, let's go to cash flows. That still looks pretty good. She's still going on the vacation. Look at that. She's going on the vacation until she's 80 years old. An $8,000 vacation now costs $13,000 in 20 years. Total outflows of $48,000, but she has inflows of $50,000, of which $3,900 is from the reverse mortgage, which we can always turn off if we want. Her expenses are $36,000 when she's 80 years old. Her income inflows are $40,000 from Social Security, and then her reverse mortgage. Let's see what her net worth looks like. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. There's her net worth. All right, so here's her house, 150, 165, 172. There's her mortgage. All right, so the difference between 175 and 22 is about 150 is her equity. And we go down here. She's 87 years old. She's upside down to some. No, she's not upside down. She's upside down at 90 years old, which would be the risk. I mean, the risk would be she'd be upside down there if she keeps taking off $3,900 a year, so she can't really turn around and then use that home to go into a nursing home because she owes more on it than what it's worth. But it's a non-recourse loan, which means she'll never have to. I mean, she'll just give it to the bank essentially. Say, here you go, bank. And the bank say, oh man, we got to sell that. We've given you not really giving you $283,000, but that's what you owe us, and we're only getting $277,000 for it. The banks can be happy because they charge her a significantly higher interest rate than she could get if she were to take a home equity loan or a cash out refi or something like that. And she still has $222,210 in other assets here. So even if she can't use the house, she still has $400,000 of other assets in this regard in which to fund a nursing home or something like that. Let's make her portfolio. I don't want to make it more. Let's do this. Let's make it. I do want to make it more aggressive. Let's do 5,000 shares of Ginnie Mae, and we're gonna do 1,100 shares here. Yeah, there we go. Good. So now we go. Make sure we save that. Again, remember, my friends, if you engage me in this, I actually am working with Mary right now. She paid me for financial planning. I asked her if I could use her info to crunch some numbers just to kind of give you a sample of how this works, and she goes, yeah, sure. All right, so here we have 8218 equities to stock to bonds. Let's go to retirement. Yep, there we go. Current 80%. That's fine. That is fine. What if we stop the reverse mortgage? It says stop the reverse mortgage in 20 years. We stop that at 2041. We're going to stop. And I'm not saying she should. Let's just do that. Let's stop in 2041. Yeah, okay. 80%, that's fine with me. I'm telling you right now. She's just leaving less to her heirs, which is fine. And again, watch her expenses. She gets older now. They're at 38,000, 39,000. If she's 83 years old, you really think she's gonna be spending 39,000? I mean, that's in future numbers, so you don't know. But that doesn't. I mean, she's not spending that much. So I would not want her to go go years and slow go years and no go years because she's not spending that much as it is. And here's her goals for 2020, which is going vacay and to fix up her basement. All right, last thing I want to, let's go in this case, net worth. Yeah, see, her mortgage here is a lot less because she stopped borrowing against the home. She stopped after 20 years, so now she still has $60,000 of equity. Or she got, you can see she has net cash flows here from her portfolio. I mean, she has 310,000 bucks. 331 is dropping to 194, dropping, and then finally, when Social Security plan distributions, RMDs kick in, not only is it not dropping, it's actually increasing because the RMD she has to pull out to pay tax on, but they go into her taxable account. And because she has such a low tax rate anyway, in terms of income, I mean, her taxes are minimal here. You know, at some point she'll have a big enough RMD where she'll be in a taxable position, but man, she's looking good. All right, let's do one other thing here. I want to make her so she's spending $1,500 a month, not $1,295. That'd be $18,000 a year, plus homeowners insurance, plus property tax, plus health care, and that should, yeah, that changes it dramatically. All right, but then we go back to the reverse mortgage, and we change that to make sure that she takes a reverse mortgage for her whole life, as opposed to stopping at 2041. And we're going to say when she dies. All right, let's see what that looks like. All right, so we're going to wind this up. This looks pretty, she's in a pretty good shape, man. Let's go to current plan. Yeah, the current plan is what she does her reverse mortgage. There. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's proposed plan. Why is it saying that? What's it? Oh, 1,500. Oh yeah, there you go. So even if she does reverse mortgage until she's dead, that extra spending is gonna hurt her. So she really, her thing, a couple things going on here. She really needs to make sure this $1,295 is well within her wheelhouse for sure. So basically $1,300 a month. She really needs to take a reverse mortgage without question. And she doesn't need to be doing Roth conversions, but she's definitely got to make sure she takes maintains a pretty conservative, pretty aggressive portfolio. I don't think at the end of the day it's going to matter all that much from 80 to 20 to 60 to 40. It won't. It's really the cash flow. The biggest thing she has, my friends, is whether or not this income that she says she's going to need in retirement is true. If that is not true, that could be challenging. If that's true, then she is good to go. Anyway, I hope this helps. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Again, as I said, I talked to Mary this morning. I'm going to talk to her again on Monday to present this. So this is kind of like a longer or shorter version, potentially what I do for you. But, I don't know. I mean, if I can find out the answers without, reinventing the wheel, I'm going to show it to you. Anyway, I hope that helps. So if you're interested in that, let me know. All right, we'll see you.